Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, Episode 7. So, last time we got the return of Hermes, and I'm excited to see what more they do with her character going forward. We're entering the second half of this first part of the released series. Still no word on when more episodes are going to come to Netflix, but we're getting there. We're halfway through. And so, yeah, definitely excited to see where this goes, what they do with it, especially with Hermes now having her stand Kiss and having met Emporio. Hopefully she's going to reunite with Jolene soon. There's plenty more characters to go, though, based on the opening. So I'm interested to see what they're about, especially the one other character who's shown with Jolene and Hermes in, like, the kind of battle poses and everything, and just the regular, like, standing pose at the end of the hallway in the prison in the opening. You know who I'm talking about, the one with the green hair. I want to know who that is too, so we'll get to that when we get to that, I guess. But right now we have to worry about Whitesnake, who is our current highlighted villain. Do not know if Whitesnake is going to be the main villain or not. It's always kind of hard to tell. Because at first we had John Golly A, who was behind everything, but now he's dead. He was killed by Whitesnake. So he was behind getting Jolene in here and everything because he wanted revenge on the Joestar family for the death of Dio. And even though that seems like it would be like a main villain kind of motivation, it wasn't. He's just dead. So now we have Whitesnake, whose motivations are unknown, but he has the ability to remove people's memories and stand powers from their bodies using CDs. So we're going to see how that comes into play. Hermes already had contact with someone who had been in contact with Whitesnake, and she managed to defeat him despite his basically voodoo doll-like stand ability that he didn't even seem to know he had. So we kind of just have to go on from there, see what happens. I'm excited, though. I'm excited to see what the second half of this first part of the season holds for us. And we'll just hope for the best. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this to redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So this was an interesting episode. The cold open was very horror-like. Like, it definitely set itself up like it is going to be like a horror-themed episode. And even a lot of the setup with what happened, with why everyone was out there and everything. Oh, like, some inmates disappeared in the wetlands here. We're sending out a search party and all. It's like, yeah, it could very much be a horror-themed thing. But it didn't really feel that way. It didn't really come across as very horror-like. It just felt more mystery based than anything. So, yeah, we have Jolene and Hermes getting to come into contact through this search party. And during it, we find out that inside Thunder McQueen's disc, Jolene saw that there is a tractor with the number 4 on it, in which one of the tires is stashed more discs. So that's why she wanted to go out there to the farmlands to find out what she could, basically. And Hermes goes with her because she wants to talk to her about everything. So they find where the tractor is with the others, and they're not able to check it out because the guard who's with them ends up saying, like, oh no, we have to go this way now, we're going to search this area now, and they have to follow him, otherwise these wrist bracelets they have on will explode. Which is kind of insane. Like, no matter how you look at it, like, that can't be legal, right? Like, it can't be legal for them to literally put exploding bracelets that are fatal onto a prisoner, especially here in America. That cannot be legal, but okay, it's JoJo, I guess. So we have them just kind of following and trying to figure things out when one of the other prisoners, I'm going to pronounce her name Atroe, because it sounds better than Atro, or however they said it, I guess. It's hard to tell because sometimes it sounds like they're pronouncing things one way, sometimes it sounds like they're pronouncing it the other. Like sometimes, for example, with Hermes, it sounds like they're saying Hermes, but sometimes it sounds like they're saying Hermes, like the dub pronounces it. So it's like kind of hard to say there. So it's like I'm gonna pronounce it for this girl Atroe, or Atroe, for now. And we'll just kind of take it from there. But yeah, she seems very soft spoken from the little bit we get to see of her, but she even notes that there's something odd here. Apparently, they were only supposed to have 5 people with them, but now they have 6, so someone's an imposter, but no one is quite sure who. Atroe seems to not recognize the girl with the shaved head, but that's really all they've got to go on. Suddenly, a stand starts attacking. Most notably, it attacks Hermes, and then Jolene afterwards. But this is the same creepy one we saw at the beginning. We don't know the user, but we know the stand, and apparently it's created of these like small plankton that can like form into one larger body. The multiple bodies for the stand thing reminds me of Sex Pistols from Part 5, Mista's stand. And the fact that they can like kind of come together and combine, like there's a lot of things throughout media that have done that kind of idea. So there's quite a few references you could make. But it's a really interesting idea, and it seems very powerful, very fast. It doesn't seem to be affected too much by distance, which means it's very powerful and everything, usually. So I'm definitely interested to see what more we got with this one. Seems like a really interesting... excuse me. Interesting stand, though. I definitely want to know more. And I almost did continue watching. Like, I almost considered just moving on to the next episode. But I decided not to. I decided we'll just stick with this episode. And we'll keep it the mystery for next week. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. We didn't get too much with Whitesnake here, just some little hints at things. Like, it seems like he gave Thunder McQueen his stand in the first place. Apparently, I guess you can put the discs into people and give them other people's stands. So that does seem to be why they wanted Jotaro's, why they wanted Star Platinum. But who do they plan on giving it to? Does Whitesnake plan on keeping it for themselves? Or is it for someone else? Could Whitesnake even give it to himself? Because it's like, can you have multiple stand abilities? Is that even a possibility here? Maybe that'll be touched on. Because I don't think that's been really touched on much. That I can think of off the top of my head, at least. But yeah. Gonna be really interesting to see how this resolves next week. Presumably resolves next week. But the one thing I do note is that Etroy can't be dead. She's probably just knocked out or something. Or maybe she also has a stand. Or maybe she's the stand user. But she was there from the start. But it's like somehow she is going to survive this. Because she's in the opening and has a very notable presence in the opening. Especially in regards to seeming to stand alongside Hermes and Jolene. So she's definitely going to be more important than just a small bit in this episode. So she's definitely still alive. So my theory is either that she is the stand user here. And so her arm being blown off isn't really going to be that big of a deal. Maybe if the stand can reform, so can she. Or maybe, like, she has a separate stand that allows her to come back or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but we know she's not dead. She can't be dead based on the opening. But I'm definitely interested to see how this goes. Either way, as always, no spoilers for the future. If you've read the manga or whatnot, or know what's going to happen, or seen the future episodes, no spoilers, please. I wish to continue on as spoiler-free as possible. But for now, thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.